Yesterday and today have been terrible days. We have fought so hard to hold the line and to defend Kharkov, but we still had to leave the village and abandon it to the Germans. They are just too numerous, too well equipped. We are almost constantly out of ammunition, out of fuel, and out of men. Our tanks, with their maneuverability and their firepower, were the only thing that held us in this fight. On the first day they managed to execute a few daring counterattacks, but we lost some of them, and we really couldn't afford those losses. Despite suffering huge losses themselves, the Germans just kept on coming. During the night our infantry skirmished with them, trying to slow down their progress towards Kuklovka. It was vital that we held that village for as long as possible. Down south the situation was even more dire. A German tank division had broken through and penetrated deep behind our lines. Disorganized remains of Soviet units, fleeing that onslaught, were coming through our sector. We had to hold Kuklovka to give them a chance to escape. We only managed to hold on because of the assistance of our aviation, which arrived just in time as the Germans were mounting their main assault on the village. Without their help, we would have been overrun. Very important questions were about to be answered. How much did we deplete the German strength? Would the units that we fought be able to continue the offensive? Did we hold the enemy back long enough to allow as many of our troops as possible to escape from the catastrophe in the south? How many men did we lose trying to do that? And would we ourselves be able to escape? Hello there, and welcome to the continuation of our Typhoon Rising campaign in Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. Today we will be advancing this campaign into turn number 10. So let's actually do that just now. Let's see what happens. Oh, some ammunition. Is it... oh, some fuel, that's good. Tanks are being repaired. Are we really receiving a bit of ammo? That would be awesome. Yeah, more ammunition is being redistributed to the allies down here in the south. And... oh no. Oh, that's bad. The enemy has finally taken Kharkov and is advancing towards Chervonoye. As we can see, they occupied these squares here. I might already have a big problem, because one of my objectives is of course to hold key points. Yeah, it's not enough to just preserve my own forces and those of the allies in a scenario where I am supposed to cover a retreat. I also get a whole bunch of points for holding key points. With this key point fallen, I'm not sure if I can win this campaign anymore. I was hopeful that after receiving some more reinforcements and after defeating the enemy main attack here at Kuklovka, that I could actually bring around a victory by keeping my allied force strength just above 70% and by holding all the key points. But now, I don't know, I'm not so sure. I will lose. You see that I'm getting, right now, I'm getting 50 of 50 points for the objective of holding the key points, and I'm getting 10 out of 10 points for control of the key points. So I will lose some points in both of those objectives for losing Kharkov. And I need at least 115 points to win the campaign, and I'm currently sitting at 119. And it could become worse. The enemy could really advance on Chervonoye and take this. And if that happens, then... at the same time though, what can I do? What can I realistically do? Let's take a quick look at these units. The repair units, they do not have any tank currently in repairs, so they have returned all the tanks that were with them. That means I should have a few tanks that are good to go. These two tanks look to be alright. Here we have one tank that is completely decommissioned, and we have one tank which is damaged in some way, but I cannot tell what exactly. It might also be just out of ammunition. Maybe it's that. And here in this unit we have one tank that is still functional. If we go to our T-34s, the situation does not look good. The company command tank is either out of ammunition or damaged. I think he's out of ammunition. And we have one tank which is still damaged. This has not been repaired. In this tank platoon we have one tank that is damaged and two tanks that are probably out of ammunition. And in this tank platoon we have two tanks that are still damaged. Okay. Not great, but here in this reserve unit we have one tank that is still working. So we might exchange this for whom? This unit, I mean, yes, we have 3 tanks here, of which one is damaged, but they are all out of ammunition completely, and a tank without ammunition is no use. So we are going to exchange those 3 tanks for one tank that actually works. We can't do anything here. In this tank unit we had already a look at that, nothing that I can do here. The first company, first platoon here, they need some new trucks, so I will give them some. Down here we have one unit that is out of gas. But yeah, that's their truck basically. And I can't exchange them anyway, so that's fine. And another unit that has lost their trucks, we are going to fix that. We still have, let's see, yeah, more than enough trucks in reserve. Good, 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 good. Let me just check something really quick. Yeah, the air squadron is gone, so we are not going to benefit from them anymore. That's unfortunate. What else do we have in reserve? A few command units. Command tank unit with a T-34 that might be functional. Let me check that battle group again. Tank command, let's see. We have one damaged tank. And one tank with some kind of issue. Can I... T-50... These are 2 working T-50s, I kind of don't want to pull them off the line. But here we could do something. We could exchange this command for the first tank battalion commander. No, that doesn't make sense. First tank company commander maybe? With an armored car and a working T-34. A working T-34 versus what? One T-34 that is basically out of ammunition and one that is damaged. Yeah, I think we are bringing in the command of the first tank company again. We had exchanged him previously and he was repaired in the meantime. So we can bring him in again and he has some ammunition that we can benefit from. Good. So that is a way to keep your forces going in this campaign. Have a look at your reserves. See if there's anything that you can do to swap out a unit that is maybe more suited to the task. Now this first tank platoon is in reserve. And with a bit of luck they might be fixed and rearmed until the next turn. What else? We have the second tank battalion command. He is no use to me right now. This commander, he is basically useless at this point. I have the battalion commander in his stead, and that actually gives me the benefit that the mortar spotter will be able to call in the off-map artillery during the battle. So, should have brought this guy in earlier actually. But other than that, no reserves available. Okay. Now, what can we do What kind of movements can we perform to gain an advantage here? Do we maybe perform a counterattack or do we hold? The situation up here is Koklovka is pretty well secured at this point. I don't think the enemy will manage to get in. Narbotovka, however, one part of the, or well, the majority of the village, no, actually only one part of it, is occupied by this infantry unit that could be isolated by the enemy. I have no idea what the allied AI will do. Maybe they will move north, maybe they'll stay here, I don't know. I need to think about moving troops down south to make sure that Chervonoye is not captured. Maybe set up conditions for a counterattack towards Zolkavshchina. Although a counterattack is a very bold thought at this point, because the ammunition situation has not improved. My infantry is mostly running out of ammunition. I think by now, yeah, many of them, as you can see, each one with this symbol, is rearmed with captured weapons, which will reduce their effectiveness quite a lot. Okay, what to do? My tanks are entrenched. That is a powerful thing. The infantry isn't, however. What if I... This infantry unit, I could pull them south into Chervonoye. I think they're still... No, they're also armed with captured weapons. But I think they are fit enough to hold on their own for a bit of time. Although... No, I leave everybody here for the moment. Because I suspect the enemy will try another major assault towards Koklovka. And if we beat that back, then I think the enemy will be weak enough that we can bring troops to the south and to reinforce Chervonoye just in time, before the enemy can get there. We will just have to accept the loss of Zolkavshchina, I fear. Okay, can I reposition up here in the north so that it makes more sense? I could move this tank unit a bit closer, but I kind of want it there in Koklovka. Yes, I kinda do want to keep it there. Yep, I think I'll just leave everything as is. I think that is actually, I would love to get this unit closer to the others, so that it can resupply them better. Because right now out here in the field there are no roads immediately nearby. If I move it to Nadbotovka, it will improve the supply situation, but it might get attacked by the enemy. In that case, the enemy is walking right into a trap basically, so I am actually fine with that. I'll move them here. March to there, please. So this is all the movement that I will do this turn. And I think that should work out pretty well, I hope. I'll take a screenshot here. Let's go. Oh, by the way, before we do that, I didn't read the briefing for this turn. At 12:05, 4th Tank Division unit stormed Sevsk, gaining the rear of not only Group Ermakov, but of the whole 13th Army. So basically, historically at this point, Sevsk, where's Sevsk? I think Sevsk is somewhere up over here. So at this point the Germans had already broken through completely in the south and were about to encircle the 13th Army. It's not looking good. Let's go to the next turn, see what happens. More artillery? Are you kidding me? Nothing happened. They didn't attack. We're in the final turn. Is this the end of the campaign? Let's see. Units are digging in. Vehicles are being repaired. Fuel and ammunition, finally. Units are digging in. Ammunition, yes. Give me all the ammunition that you can give me. More repairs. The AI has not pulled back. But the enemy has not advanced towards Chevonoy. They are amassing here in this area. I think this is where it's going to go down. 2 artillery units and 1 unknown unit. Might have to pull these T-50s south. Just to put them in the way of whatever comes through here. But let's read the briefing for this turn first. The 150th Tank Brigade main forces were conducting defensive battles at the line Marchikina Buda Lemeshovka. But the attacking 10th Motorized Infantry Division units have not reached this line on the 1st of October. By the evening, 41st Motorized Infantry Regiment, 10th Motorized Infantry Division took Girin, the 10th Recon Battalion, Orlovka. Both settlements were 6 to 10 kilometers from Marchikina Buda. Okay, so this was the historical situation at this point. We are doing way better. I mean, look at this. We are doing way better. Oh my god. Okay. Now, yes, these T-50s, they're coming down to Nadbotovka. I doubt the enemy will be able to move inside of Koklovka up here in the north. So I'm just banking on that and moving the tanks south. The other units will stay where they are. Chervonoy is not a danger. We are in the final turn of this campaign. I don't even know if we will get any battle here. Let's see the points. I have 124 points. Oh my god. Why? I'm not sure. I lost only 2 points for losing the key point. Oh, because I held the key points for so long, I already received the 50 out of the 50 points. Oh, okay. I get it now. So that's not too bad. I'm on the road to victory. And this here might be the final battle. I hope the friendly AI here doesn't get itself killed. Please, guys, pull back. Just pull back across the river. Okay, are we ready? Let's hit this and see if we get the battle. Oops. And no, we don't. That's it. Victory. Minor victory, but it is a victory in this campaign. I don't believe it. This is insane. I didn't think we would get that. It's a Christmas miracle. It literally is. Okay, let's have a quick look at the statistics here. So my force strength is at 76%. The Allies' force strength is at 77%, so we just about made it. We held the key points for long enough so that we received the full amount of points for that. The enemy force strength has been reduced to 47%, so we received quite a number of points for that too. And we are still controlling most of the key points. For the victory we required 15 points, and we actually have 134 in the end. I didn't think that this would happen. This is amazing. And now if we have a quick look at the enemy forces that were facing us here, I can see why they did not mount a final attack in this turn. The artillery units themselves, they cannot initiate an attack on their own, and the infantry was probably still too far away. They were mauled and beaten back all the time, so not even sure which of these units is still in some kind of combat condition. If we look at the personnel, this unit has 60 people left, this one 80, this one 55, this was cut down severely. 93 here, and the infantry units 118. Do they really still have 118 men here? 70, 98, 58, 105, and down here 67. And of course, what we don't see is all the units that were completely destroyed. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at the forces that were involved in this. Forces list, casualties and captures. Yeah, first recon platoon. You gave your all. No medals, unfortunately. We did receive some medals here. Red Star 3 times, Red Banner 1, Combat Service 1 and 4 Valor 1. Just for this recon platoon. They did amazing work. And yeah, by typical Soviet fashion, a whole bunch of medals all around. Even 2 awards. Patriotic War, 2nd class. Yeah, 2 of those. Multiple Red Stars. Red Banners for combat service, for Valor. Nice. And as you can see, we did quite a lot. Quite a lot of killed enemies and such. And if we now have a quick look at the enemy unit statistics, we see what we actually defeated. And as you can see here, engineer platoon, gone. The whole 1st engineer company basically, 1 platoon was completely destroyed, the other 2 were very much reduced. 2nd engineer company basically destroyed. 3rd engineer company basically destroyed. Although 1 unit is still in reserve and is capable. The anti-tank battalion, 1st anti-tank gun company is alright-ish, although they lost all their guns. Almost all their guns, and this one is still okay. 2nd anti-tank gun company, yeah, this unit, the 1st anti-tank gun platoon is just gone, and the 2nd anti-tank gun platoon has 2 guns remaining. 3rd anti-tank gun platoon is completely gone. The 3rd company, they are still... Actually, they are still fine, they are still very capable, they're intact. Just their command is gone. Their anti-air regiment, these would be the 88s. They still have 2 of those. The other unit is gone. And now the motorized infantry regiment, the 41st, they were hammered really hard by me. Headquarters company, just gone. Heavy company has lost their guns. Anti-tank gun company is gone. 2nd battalion, I mean, that pretty much looks gone. 3rd battalion looks a lot better. Artillery regiment, mostly gone. So we can conclude that the enemy force is, at this point, combat ineffective. If I had a few more units, I would be able to just ruin them. Completely ruin them. Now, what can we say about this campaign? How was it to play? Is it worth the money? Is this a good DLC? I would say yes. I had a lot of fun playing this. It was very challenging, but it was also very, very tense. And until the last turn, I didn't know if we would be able to get a victory from this or not. Is it possible to achieve a major victory as the Soviets? I'm not so sure, actually. I was really lucky in the first 2 turns, I think, when I completely decimated the enemy's infantry units down here in the south while they were trying to attack Zholkivshchina. Only when they brought in the other units, especially the heavier units, were they able to push me back, assisted by me making a few tactical mistakes with my tanks. That cost me quite a few tanks. I could have preserved my tanks a bit better in this campaign. Overall, looking back at this, I think the major lesson to take away is that you really need to take care of your allied AI. And I should have paid attention to the victory points here, and as soon as I saw that I've held on to the key points long enough, I should have pulled back from Zholkivshchina and used the river here as a defensive line. Also, I should have kept the command unit and the repair unit close to my units at all times, because the commander here, if we look at him, he actually can distribute some ammunition and fuel. So maybe my ammunition situation wouldn't have been so dire if I kept him close. But too late I realized that his radius where he can resupply units is extremely small, probably due to the bad roads and the bad weather in this area. It's basically just what is directly around him. So I should have kept him much closer to my units at all times. Same for the repair unit here. They would have been able to fix up my tanks much better. But the campaign playing as the Soviets, very exciting, very rewarding, very awesome. If I had played this campaign as the Germans, I think I would have steamrolled the Soviets, just as in the historical example. Because they would have attacked me with their tanks, and I would have had the 88s on the forefront of the assault much sooner. And the anti-tank guns, of course. The combined force of the 88s and the anti-tank guns would have made sure that the Soviets are losing their tanks, and at that point nothing would have been able to touch me anymore. Their infantry wouldn't have been able to stand up to my very large amount of infantry. The tank force is really what keeps the Soviets alive in this campaign. So, can I recommend this campaign? Absolutely, I do. It was very exciting after all. And it is challenging, so I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who is completely new to the game to play this as the Soviets. But if you have a little bit of experience, go for the challenge. Do it. You will learn a lot from it, I think. And I did too. Mistakes were made, but I learned from them, and I hopefully won't repeat them in bigger campaigns. Overall, it has been great fun, and I'm really glad that I was able to share this with you guys. So if you would like, please leave me some feedback in the comments. I realize that today's episode is not very action-filled, it's just me talking all the time and looking at a map. But it is Christmas. We don't need to kill lots of pixel troop, right? We have a victory, we did that. Leave me some feedback, tell me what you think of the campaign, and well, for the future of this channel I will take a short break from Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. Just a short one, don't worry. More campaigns will be played, there's still a lot to go through. But I think that I want to take a look at something that I wanted to do a long time, and that is to play an Arma 3 campaign. Arma 3 actually has really good campaigns, something that many people don't know. And I did play through the campaigns when the game was released, but so many mods have come out since then. The game has been improved so much. I have a new PC. I think I should give them another go. And that's, I think, what I will do. So let me please know if that is something that you would love to see. Also, have a great Christmas and a great New Year. I don't know if the first video of the new campaign will be up already next week. There's a lot of things to do during Christmas and New Year, so I have to see if I can make the time. But if there is, then yeah, if there isn't, then I wish you a happy new year, and we will see each other then in the next year. Until then, have some great days and goodbye.